Have you ever faced a situation so daunting you wondered if you'd survive it? Imagine a world where your faith is not just a personal conviction, but a life or death matter. This was the reality for one man, a man named Daniel. His story, set against the backdrop of a foreign empire, is one of unshakable faith in the face of overwhelming adversity. Daniel, a young Jewish man, found himself in Babylon, an environment vastly different from his homeland. Despite being in a foreign land, he was determined to stay true to his faith. He was dedicated, disciplined, and devout, standing out among the others for his unwavering commitment to his God. This devotion did not go unnoticed, and soon Daniel rose to prominence, earning the favor of the king himself. However, this newfound favor wasn't without its pitfalls. Daniel's rise to power stirred up envy among the other officials. They conspired against him, seeking to tarnish his reputation and bring him down. They knew the only way to accomplish this was to target his faith, which was the cornerstone of his life. So they devised a plot, convincing the king to issue a decree that for 30 days, anyone who prayed to any god or man other than the king would be thrown into a den of lions. Daniel, aware of this decree, was faced with a dilemma. Would he compromise his faith to save his life, or would he remain steadfast, even if it meant facing the jaws of death? And yet Daniel did not waver. He continued to pray to his God just as he had always done. His faith remained unshakable even when he was caught praying, and the decree was enforced. He was thrown into the lion's den, a situation that seemed impossible to survive. But here's where the story takes a turn. Daniel, faced with the impossible, held on to his faith. His story reminds us that even when we're surrounded by lions, literal or metaphorical, our faith can remain unshakable. It's a testament to the power of belief, the strength of conviction, and the transformative potential of unwavering faith. What if your faith was tested? Would you remain faithful? Imagine for a moment a man named Daniel, a devoted servant of his God, living under the rule of a king who orders him to abandon his prayers. A decree, a command, a royal order that shakes the very foundation of his faith. Yet Daniel, in the face of this formidable decree, remains unflinching. He continues his prayers, honoring his God. This is not a simple act of rebellion against the king's order, but a profound testament to his unwavering dedication. His faith is not a fair-weather commitment, it is a deep-rooted devotion, a rock-solid belief that stands firm even amidst the stormiest of trials. Picture this, Daniel, kneeling by his window, praying fervently. A quiet voice amidst the clamor of a kingdom that has forgotten his God. He is not hidden, not secretive. He is bold and steadfast, his faithfulness a beacon in the night. This is not just about his prayers, but about his unshakable belief, his unyielding trust in the divine. Consider the courage it takes to stand firm in your convictions when the world around you is demanding you to conform. Consider the strength it takes to stay true to your faith when the cost might be your life. This was Daniel, a testament to the power of faithfulness, a man who chose his God over the king, his belief over the decree, his faith over his fear. Daniel's story is a powerful example of what it means to be faithful. It's a reminder that faithfulness is not about convenience, it's about commitment. It's about standing up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult, even when it's dangerous. Faithfulness is a journey, a path that is often steep and rocky. It's a journey that tests us, challenges us, and often asks us to make difficult choices. But in the end, it's a journey that leads us to a deeper understanding of ourselves, our beliefs, and our relationship with the divine. Daniel chose faithfulness even when it meant danger. His story is a testament to the power of faith and the strength of conviction. It's a reminder to all of us that faith is not just about believing, it's about living those beliefs every single day. Would you trust in divine protection, even when faced with death? This is the question that Daniel, a man of unshakable faith, confronted head-on. Thrown into a den of lions, he was left to face a fate that seemed all but certain. Yet Daniel's trust in the divine never wavered. He believed with every fiber of his being that he was under God's protection, even in the face of such imminent danger. Daniel's trust was not a fleeting thought or a fleeting moment of courage. It was a deep, unwavering belief that was as much a part of him as his very breath. His trust was a testament to his faith, a faith that did not falter even when confronted with the seemingly impossible. He trusted that God's plan for him was greater than any earthly challenge he could face. The concept of divine protection is a powerful one. It speaks to the belief that, no matter what we face, there is a guiding force, a divine hand, that shields us from harm. It's a belief that even in the darkest of times we are not alone. We are watched over, cared for, and protected. Daniel's trust in divine protection was not blind faith. It was a trust born of experience, of a lifetime of witnessing God's power and love. It was a trust that had been tested and proven time and again. And now, in the lion's den, Daniel's trust would be tested once more. In this dire situation, Daniel did not despair. He did not curse his fate or question his faith. Instead, he trusted in the divine protection that he believed would shield him from harm. He trusted in a power greater than himself, a power that he believed was always at his side. In the face of danger, in the face of death, Daniel put his trust in something greater. He put his trust in divine protection. He believed with all his heart that he was under God's care, that he was protected, even in the face of the most fearsome of beasts. In the midst of danger, Daniel trusted in divine protection. Have you ever experienced a miracle, a divine deliverance? Imagine, if you will, the heart-stopping moment when the stone is rolled away from the lion's den. The silence is deafening. All eyes are on the dark abyss, waiting, wondering, fearing the worst. But then, there's a movement, a shadow, and out steps Daniel, not just alive but unscathed, untouched. A wave of disbelief ripples through the crowd, giving way to awe and reverence. This, my friends, is the moment of divine deliverance. It's not just about escaping physical danger, it's about emerging victorious from the trials of life, unbroken by the challenges that threaten to consume us. Daniel's survival wasn't a random stroke of luck, it was a divine intervention, a testament to his steadfast faith and trust in God. He was thrown into the den of lions, a situation that seemed hopeless, yet he emerged unscathed. How could this be? The answer lies in the power of faith and the promise of divine deliverance. Daniel's unshakable belief in God's protection was rewarded with a miracle. His survival was a divine demonstration, a powerful message for all to see. Divine deliverance is not just a concept from an ancient tale. It's a reality that can manifest in our lives, in myriad ways. It's the unexpected strength we find in moments of crisis. It's the sudden solution that appears when all roads seem blocked. It's the comfort and peace that envelop us even in the face of adversity. In the heart of the lion's den, Daniel found his divine deliverance. His faith did not waver, even when faced with the fiercest of beasts. And so, he was protected, he was saved, he was delivered. So, let's take a moment to ponder on this. In our own trials and tribulations, in our own lion's dens, can we hold on to our faith as Daniel did? Can we trust in divine deliverance? Daniel's faith led to divine deliverance. How does Daniel's story resonate with your own faith journey? This is a question we all should ponder. Daniel's story is a testament of unwavering faith, a narrative that transcends time and continues to inspire those who dare to listen. Now, it's time to turn the mirror onto ourselves and reflect on our own faith journey. Just like Daniel, we all face our own lion's den, situations that test our faith, strength, and courage. These trials may not involve a literal den of lions, but they can be just as daunting. The loss of a loved one, a health scare, a challenging job, or a personal struggle. These are the lions we face. And in these moments we may find ourselves questioning our faith, just as Daniel might have questioned his own as he was thrown into the den. But let's remember, Daniel's faith remained unshaken. Despite facing a seemingly impossible situation, he held fast to his belief in divine protection. He trusted that no matter the circumstance, he was not alone. This is the faith we should aspire to, the faith that remains steadfast, even when the odds are stacked against us. So, how do we cultivate such faith? One way is by looking to Daniel's story for inspiration. By seeing how his faith led to his divine deliverance, we are reminded that our faith, too, can guide us through our toughest trials. But faith is not a one-time decision. It is a journey. It is a daily choice to trust, even when the path is unclear. It's about finding strength in our spiritual convictions, even when the world around us is filled with doubt. As we reflect on Daniel's story and our own faith journeys, let's remember the power of unwavering faith and trust in divine protection. Let's take inspiration from Daniel's story, not just as a tale from the past, but as a guide for our present and our future. Like Daniel, may we remain faithful and trust in divine protection. What power does faith hold in your life? The power of faith is an extraordinary force. It's a force that can transform lives, alter destinies, and reshape our perception of the world around us. When we embrace faith, we are not just accepting a set of beliefs, but we are opening ourselves up to a transformative power that can bring about change in the most profound ways. Take Daniel, for instance. His story is one of the most poignant examples of the transformative power of faith. In the face of imminent danger, when he was thrown into the lion's den, his faith didn't waver. It didn't falter. Instead, it was his faith that kept him calm, that kept him steadfast. It was his faith that allowed him to face the lions without fear. Daniel's faith was not just about belief, it was about trust. Trust in a higher power, trust in divine protection. His faith was so strong, so unshakable, that it shielded him from harm and led him safely out of the lion's den. But the power of faith is not just about being saved from physical harm, it's about spiritual transformation. It's about gaining wisdom, understanding, and clarity. It's about growing as a person and becoming the best version of yourself. Faith, like Daniel's, empowers us to face our fears, to overcome our challenges, and to emerge stronger and wiser. It's the kind of faith that does not just protect us, but transforms us. It's the kind of faith that can lead us through the darkest valleys and the most ferocious lions' dens of our lives. So, what power does faith hold in your life? Is it a transformative force? Is it a shield? Is it a guide? Whatever it may be, remember that faith, like Daniel's, can lead us to divine deliverance. It can be the beacon of light guiding us through the darkest of nights, the hand that pulls us up when we stumble, the voice that whispers courage when we are afraid. Through faith, we too can experience divine deliverance. What lessons can we learn from Daniel's extraordinary story? Indeed, the tale of Daniel in the lion's den is one of the most captivating narratives from the Bible. It's a story that not only entertains but also educates, reminding us of the power of unshakable faith and the miracles it can bring about. Daniel, a man of unwavering faith and trust in God, found himself in the heart of a den filled with lions. Yet, even in the face of impending doom, he never once doubted God's protection. His faithfulness was not a passive acceptance of fate, but an active trust in divine providence. This story teaches us about the kind of faith that does not waver, even when circumstances seem beyond our control. But the story of Daniel isn't just about his faith. It's also about divine protection and deliverance. Daniel was not saved by his own strength or cunning, but by the divine intervention of God. This reminds us that no matter how dark our situation might seem, we are never alone. God's protection and deliverance are always at hand, ready to save us when we place our trust in Him. Furthermore, Daniel's story is a testament of the power of faith. His faith was so strong that it moved the heart of a king and changed the course of a nation. This teaches us that faith isn't just a personal matter. It can have far-reaching effects, influencing others and shaping the world around us. In essence, the story of Daniel in the lion's den is a powerful allegory about faithfulness, trust in divine protection, and divine deliverance. It reminds us to remain steadfast in our faith, to trust in God's protection and to believe in His deliverance even when circumstances seem impossible. In the face of adversity, may we, like Daniel, remain faithful and trust in divine protection.